Emilienne Viguier is a World Vision Philippines ambassador and has been sponsoring 5 children. She's an entrepreneur, the owner of Luciana's Mason Bakery, and a content creator. Welcome to Adulting with Joyce Spring. Watch the full video of this episode on my channel, www.youtube.com/joyspringtv. And if you want to level up your adulting game, check out joyspring.com/collections for my digital products and courses. Okay, so can you tell me more about your World Vision Ambassador journey? Paano ba yung nag-umpisa? How did it happen? And why is being a World Vision Ambassador so important to you?
So it started when I was in college during the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I remember asking my best friend, Aliana. I was like, how am I gonna, like, saan ba ako makakahanap ng pwedeng makatulong ako and stuff? And so this whole time, I mean, at the time, I thought World Vision was just in, like, Europe, or, like, Africa and stuff, and then Australia, and then I found out there was here. So I started screaming. I'm like, Yana, they have it here. And she's like, yeah, I mean, it says World Vision. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. And then from there, I remember I was crying because I was like, okay, I didn't know I could sponsor kids talaga. And so it started there with 2 kids, and then naging 4, now 5. Yeah, because, I mean, it's just nice. I just like helping.
Yeah.
Helping others, and like helping children. I love children. Yeah, that's why.
I think with regards to joining organizations like this or donating or being a part of like sponsoring children, it really brings you back to reality, diba? That there are people and children and families who are going through much tougher journeys than we are, because I feel like with social media, it's a constant highlight reel of other people's lives, where they're traveling, the things that they're buying, and those are not necessarily bad things, but it does kind of change your perception of the world. That's not reality. The reality is there are families, there are children who do need quite a bit of help.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's where yeah, that's true, because like whatever you see on social media isn't always real. And sometimes I feel like, I mean, yeah, we can't force everyone to, oh, because I sponsor you, like, you should, but it's more of like like sa pagkatao mo din, parang isipin mo din na parang, there, instead of, yes, you can buy yourself nice things, but you can also help at the same time. Wala naman mawawala sa'yo. Like, that will actually come back to you, tenfold in different ways, diba? So, yeah, I just feel like sometimes, people forget to humble themselves down then na there are people actually, struggling while you are complaining that you don't even have the color of your bag. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's so easy to fall into that trap, I feel like, because it's the conversation online, right? It's very easy to just kind of jump into that. But I want to talk about child sponsorship. We both love children. We love being a part of World Vision because it's just so important. But for you personally, now that you're a World Vision ambassador, you've done the back to school programs and things like that. You were able to see some of the communities. What did you find lovely about it? What was so great about being in the community, and why do you think it's so important to sponsor children?
Can I just say, like, I loved how the children know, the staff of World Vision. Like,
Yeah.
I was so shocked. Sabi ko, "Huh, parang kilala
Ates and
nila."
kuyas
Yeah,
talaga.
like, gulat ako. Tapos, they call them by their names. And then, like, sila Ate Krisha would, like, like, this is this. Sorry, I forgot, like, their names. But, like, kabisado din nila. And it's just so cute lang. It just shows din na, I guess, it's like you can tell na these kids are comfortable around World Vision. It's not like you're just sponsoring for no reason. Like, they give them a sense of comfort ba?
Yeah.
Diba? Like, it's just so well organized, and I don't know, it's just so cute, to be honest. Like, they come there, they give you the paper. That I was so confused. But I was like, can I see your paper now? So like, ingat na ingat pa ako, diba? Because the bag's heavy, then you have a small kid like just bringing the bag, but they're so excited. Wala, for me, it's just how, wala, it's nice to see
Yeah.
that there's still people out there willing to help, like, hindi sila napapagod, it's their job. But that's fulfilling,
Yeah.
It's like, you do realize you're making a lot of kids happy, not just being a sponsor, but yung staff mismo,
Yeah.
diba? Yeah. And I just found that super cute.
And yung mga kids ko sa World Vision, they've been with me for...
Have you met yours? Sorry.
Yeah, I've met some of mine.
I want to meet mine.
May pang-surprise na tayo kay M. The powerful thing that I see with World Vision is that you get to connect with children and families who are in difficult situations. Diba? Siyempre, yun yung mga tinutulungan ng World Vision. But you see the joy and the gratitude, that kind of attitude that they have when you meet them. And that just strikes me as so powerful na imagine mo tong mga batang to, iniisip natin, tayo yung tumutulong sa kanila.
Pero sila tumutulong sa atin.
Pero sila din yung tumutulong sa atin to have a different perspective of
Yeah.
the world.
Naiyakan mo na din ba yung mga Christmas cards?
Oo.
Oh,
Na may
couldn't.
handwritten notes pa nila.
I was like, no, I can't. Like, I just saw it and I was like, Like, my tears all over my face, and I'm like helping these kids that I haven't even met yet. But it's like they're so happy. That's why when I saw their pictures again recently, I was like, wow, they're so big na. I was like, laki na pala nila.
Yeah.
It's just, they humble you down.
Yeah.
Diba? It's not because I'm helping. It's just, you just appreciate life more. End of the day, we should just be grateful for like everyone and everything. No?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I was sharing the story in our past World Vision episode where when I was a kid, I studied in public school, and our family didn't really come from much. And I remember being sponsored school supplies, so backpack, t-shirt, tapos konting notebook and pencils. And I was telling them na I don't even know who that person is, like kung sino man yung nagbigay nun. I know it was like a public initiative or something, but I remember so starkly, even to this day, how I felt knowing that somebody who I didn't even know cared for me. And I think that's the beautiful thing about coming together as a community to help others. It's, you don't even realize the kind of impact that you leave on people's lives by just genuinely caring for them. So I want to ask you, as a World Vision ambassador, how important is it to collaborate within the community to really help children? Because now, I think we live in safe to say, a very individualistic society where I do my own thing, you do your own thing, and that kind of sense of bayanihan and taking care of each other, that community is kind of lost already. But from your perspective, why is that so important, and how can we be better at doing that?
Well, for me, it's more of like, these children have hope and dreams, and so do their parents. Like, same, like, we are also living this one life, same as their parents. But, their parents can't fulfill that for them. So, what if you can by sponsoring, diba? Because that helps them finish high school,
Yeah.
diba? It gives them supplies and all. Well, I just feel like, knowledge is power. I remember when I was during the back to school, I asked the kids, ano gusto mong maging? Is that the right word? Paglaki mo. So I kneeled down and I gave the mic. And I was so shocked with their answers. Sabi niya, seaman. I'm like this generation now is just so different. Seaman. And I was like, why? Is your dad a seaman? And he was like, hindi po. And it's just like, see these kids tell you a job. I expected like, I don't know, back then I'd say vet for me. Pero, pwede mo yun mabigay sa kanila sa tulong mo by sponsoring. So, I mean, syempre, willingness pa din yun if kaya ng isang tao.
Yeah.
Because not everyone can. But if you can, even just one kid, I think it's important. Because same as us, they also have dreams. And even if you don't know them, at least you can help them reach those dreams, diba?
And I think you point out a good perspective, which is, of course, the physical needs, right? The bags, the school supplies, clean water, food. Those are the kinds of things that World Vision really provides for communities that are in need. But beyond that, it's really an empowerment of, you can reach your goals and your dreams, huh? There are people here who are willing to support you and help you. Like, belief is not something that you can buy off of a shoe rack. It's a kind of thing that you impart on young people from a very young age, and you can only do so by showing up for them. And I think that's the most beautiful part about being a part of World
Because I
Vision.
feel like, you know, that's why parents, syempre, like, parents who put their kids, sign up their kids at World Vision, can't show up the way they would want to.
Mm.
That's why they signed them up for World
Mhm.
Vision to be sponsored, so that someone who na may kaya ba
Mm.
can show up for them
Yeah.
and reach that.
Yeah. And I think, sorry to, I digress, but last night when we were doing Bible study at home, we were talking about Ephesians and how, so the body of Christ, all individuals are serve different roles. So the point that we were trying to make was, God chooses his people, no matter what your capabilities or your natural tendencies are, so that you can be used for his kingdom. And I think it's the same as what you were saying, or kind of I would align it to what I was understanding, which is that some people, unfortunately, may not have the capability that they would want to show up with in the world, while others have more than what those people have. And so it's up to us to make that kind of decision that, hey, God has equipped me and has given me more than I could ever dream of. And so I will show up in the world to kind of supply what else is needed, what else is lacking.
It's like you're his messenger, you know.
Yeah.
But then, yeah,
Or a channel of blessing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
So we're doing Girl Scan, which is an empowerment campaign for young women, for young girls. And I wanted to ask you, as a young woman yourself, or somebody who was a young girl once, how do you think we can show up as a community to empower girls from a young age?
I guess it's okay because this is deep. Dami ko mahuhugutan dito. But you can empower girls by showing them that they can do anything naman. Diba? It's like na same like if men can, diba? So can women and vice versa. Diba?
Yeah.
There's equality in it, but they shouldn't be discouraged. They don't need to seek validation from anyone but themselves, diba? That they're, you know, it's accepted for them to try anything that they want to. I mean, that's the best you can do for younger kids,
Yeah.
you know. But then again, like, it will also depend on how they'll take that when they grow up, because you don't know their environment at home,
Yeah.
diba? You don't know their environment in like when for me it's not just like kids a World Vision, like
In general,
in
yeah.
general. You just don't know what life they're living. So we can encourage them as much as we want to. But if back home, the male figure or the female figure shows something different, it's hard for the kid to feel like, I can't do this, diba? But we can always try our best, diba? Be a good example. Like, if for me, like, you can be, like, how do I say this? It's like, if, example, like, you have a parent, and growing up, they didn't, like, let's say, this is not based on experience. It's like, I love my dad. He's like the kindest human being ever. It's like freaking teddy bear. So, but imagine, like, for me, of course, I'm gonna be compared to a male, or like, let's say, my brother, my younger brother, diba? Or like what males, basta a male, diba? My dad never made me feel like I can't do what he can do. Like, he made me do karting. He made me do ice, like, everything's hockey, whatever.
Whatever you
don't
found
hurt yourself.
interest in, yeah.
Diba? Because hockey, I did figure skating, but hockey's not really girly.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's not girly, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just really depends on how you were raised in back home.
Yeah. I think that brings up a good point, which is there are many limitations that are placed on young girls now in society just because of the expectations that are given to us, right? Like, okay, you come into this world as a girl, there's certain expectations as to how you should act, what you should be interested in, this and that. But I like what you said, wherein the environments that we set up for young girls, if it's within our power, whether you're a mentor, you're a child sponsor, you're a teacher, you're an auntie, if you're not the parents, diba? You have to encourage young girls to see those perceived limitations as just that, perceived limitations. That if you wish, you can forego that. If you wish, you can do that. Like, for me, it's very different. The perceived limitation that I had was being a homemaker is not as important as being a career woman. But when I became a mom, I realized that being a homemaker is just as
It's
important,
tough.
yeah, as being a career woman. And if you choose to either be a career woman or a homemaker, that in itself is good. But that in itself cannot just define you. It could be a good thing, but it really has to depend on the way that you perceive it, the way that you carry out yourself in the world. And I think that's so important for young women to hear that, they're lagging merong perceived limitation of who you can be, who you should be, what you should be
Yeah,
doing,
like
what you should be interested in.
it's your decision.
Yeah.
Then. Like if you wanna be this, you can be this. If you wanna be that, you can be that. Like there's no one said you can't. You know, I mean, kaya nga girls can, right? Diba? So like, pero yun nga, it's just I just don't. I wish girls, because even I struggled before. Girls or people who identify themselves as girls, diba? We have to like look at that way. Then like you can do and be whoever you want to be. Like don't base it off society. Ang importante yung sa'yo at ng nararamdaman mo, diba? Kung komportable ka kung sino ka man ngayon, then go. Right? Oh, damn, isn't that a song?
All over the country, girls are denied their basic rights, their education, and the opportunity to live an innocent childhood. But there's still hope. Sponsor a child today. And when you sponsor a child through World Vision Philippines, you break the cycle and give her the chance to enjoy opportunities she only once dreamed of. Visit worldvision.org.ph to learn more. So we've talked about the importance of showing up as a community. We've talked about, basically breaking the glass ceiling for young girls everywhere. But how can people support World Vision in campaigns like Girls Can and make a difference in these communities?
Well, syempre, first, it's like their willingness to support, I mean, even if it's like a great org, diba? They can support it by, I mean, one, if they have the means, syempre, supporting children, to, spreading the word, diba?
Yeah.
But for me, like, important talaga, number 3 is, if you have children at home, or if you have, girls, like, if they're all girls at home, like, just do your best to be the right role model, to make them feel like, yun nga, that they can do anything, diba? That's the best, for me, that's the best way of supporting if you can't support children, diba?
Yeah.
And then, just don't let them feel like, oh, no, but like, that's too hard for you, diba? Like, try it. That's how you learn, diba? Yeah, I guess for me, I mean, that's the best way people can, support. It's really, for me, it's being a role model, to be honest. It's the environment talaga. Yeah. If you can sponsor kids, then.
Yeah.
Kasi if you can sponsor kids, then World Vision will really help you din naman. But yeah, for me, it's that way. That's how the community can help talaga.
That's right.
Be
That's how you
a
carry
ro-
yourself in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, kung paano mo nadadala yung sarili mo. That's a big impact.
Yeah.
Like when you step into a room, diba? It's like oh, okay, she's like, she knows what she's doing. You know?
Yeah. And sometimes that, just the way that you live your life is already an inspiration to other people.
Yeah, like you think you're living a horrible life. No, you're not. It's like you think that you're not enough or you're doing very little, but you're actually inspiring a lot of people just by the way you stand. That's why, you know how you mentioned like you have a strong personality, and I said, oh, I'm the same. I'm like, yeah, but then if you think about it, that's good. Because the world's not kind anymore now, diba? You, okay lang. It's like, okay, well, it's just me, diba? We can't always be intimidated.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not trying to intimidate them,
Yeah.
but they're intimidated by us. But that just shows na, you know, kaya natin yung mundo ngayon. And I think that's important for girls.
Yeah.
Like, don't be timid. Just try what you want to do. But be careful. Ingatan mo pa din yung
Within
sarili mo.
reasonable bounds.
Yeah. Like, ingat naman. Wag naman yung parang like, oh, I'm gonna go cliff diving, and then it's like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. To show up in the world with boldness of who you are, to be intentional and aware of how people can perceive you and be empowered by the way that you live your
Like,
life.
it's, like, I just realized it's okay to be misunderstood.
Yeah.
Like, I really, now, okay, back then, I always felt like I had to explain myself. Did you ever feel that?
Yes.
Like, parang,
That's
no,
before I
then-
became a mom.
Yeah. Took me like a while then, but then I said, you know, there's the art of being misunderstood is great. Because, lalo na like, wala, parang feel mo lang, lakas mo lang, diba? It's like I can do anything I want. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't need to find validation from what people online that I don't know.
Yeah.
But what's important is the people at home.
The
My
people
chil-
who
like,
know
my
you
children, but like
diba,
you.
intimately.
Yeah. Yun ang importante. Yeah.
And that if you are honestly not harming anybody, if you are honestly not causing any harm to anyone, I think that's a beautiful way to go about your life, wherein you are boldly pursuing an inspired way of living.
Yeah, like actually love your life. You know, it will love you back. Like we can't complain about our life if we don't really love ourselves, diba? Like we have to learn how to do that. And that's what I want girls, lalo na young ones, like huwag kang matakot, okay lang. Like if you wanna do this, just do it.
Do it scared.
Yeah, but be careful.
I love that. Thank you, Em, for sharing. And thank you for, giving us an insight into what it's like to be a World Vision ambassador, to be in this journey of showing up for girls and empowering girls everywhere. And we hope that this conversation also inspired a lot of young women, young girls, and also maybe even future sponsors for World Vision Philippines. So if you want to, please do go to www.worldvision.org.ph and you can sponsor and help Girls Can campaign. Thanks, Em. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this.
Wasn't so miserable, right? That's it.
But I've been wanting to speak.
That's it for this episode of Adulting with Joy Spring. If you liked this podcast, please don't forget to use the hashtag Adulting with Joy Spring and also check out www.joyspring.com for the show notes and tag me on social media with at Joy Spring. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Paalam!